So today we are going to explore the film City of God, which was directed by Fernando Meirelles and Katie Lund. It was written as a novel actually at first by Paulo Lins and then turned into a screenplay by Braulio Mantovani. And the film itself explores the City of God, a real location that is full of life and crime and gang activity, and it explores Rocket, his survival within it, and his eventual strive to success. Within this film, I think there's multiple elements that help it establish a sense of realism and establish a sense of truth, because this film is actually based loosely off of real events. And I think two of those things that are significant, two elements that significantly do this, is the acting and the color and lighting involved in it. So if we look at the acting first, it's interesting because the director did not want people who had a lot of acting experience. Instead, he sought out people with experience in slums, in places with lives of crime. In fact, a couple of the actors actually were from the City of God itself. And those experiences they had with crime helped them to inform their character, inform their acting decisions. Furthermore, if you look at one example of this would be during the prayer scene before the fight. It was actually not written in the script. This was when a boy came up to the director and said, "Hey, are we going to do a prayer like we did when I was in a gang before we went out to do fighting or something of that nature?" And so the director told him to lead the prayer, and that's the shot they actually took. So with those true life experiences, they got a more realistic sense of the setting and realistic sense of what actually happened. Then if we look at the lighting and the color and how that plays into it, the lighting and color, the orangish tint, actually gives the setting a sense of direness and a sense of destitution. The vividness of the color and vividness of the sweat and the grime you see just helps establish this as a place of just immense tragedy, almost an immense misfortune. And then one example that I took out of this was, the orangish tint of the dust. And then again, the lighting also helps with foreshadowing. So when you see Benny's going away party, when that sudden shift in music also brings a sudden shift in light, and you see the flashing strobe illuminating the characters that you see, you almost get a sense of Benny's impending doom before it actually happens. And then when it does happen, it spotlights on little Z and Benny, and you get a sense of loneliness and loss because it was his only friend in the world. So I think lighting really goes to help aid our emotion and inform us, whereas acting informs the character itself. So I think those two elements are crucially important to this story in helping it become this cohesive masterpiece that it is, that has won so many awards. It is now actually one of my favorite movies, and I think it's because these reasons.